Hello everyone, this is Purushottam Vishwakarma, and in today's video we'll discuss manufacturing industries part 3. Before that we have already discussed about two parts of this video. In part 1 I told you the definition of manufacturing, classification of industries, and in part 2 we studied agro based industries. Now this is part 3 where we will study mineral based industries. So let's begin the session. Mineral based industries. What are the mineral based industries? Industries that use minerals and metals as raw materials are called mineral based industries. In agro based industries we studied industries that use agricultural products as raw material are known as agro based industries. Industries that use minerals and metals as raw materials are called mineral based industries. Can you name some industries that would fall in this category? Simply iron and steel, aluminum industry, and other chemical industries. So first one is iron and steel industry. The first heading that we are going to study, iron and steel industry. Iron, loha, steel, ispat. The iron and steel industry is the basic industry since all the other industries, heavy, medium and light, depend on it for their machinery. Whatever machinery is made or used, that is made up of iron or steel. जो भी मशीनरी बनी हुई है, जितनी भी मशीनें होती हैं, मैक्सिमम मशीनें आयरन से या फिर स्टील से बनती हैं. Steel is needed to manufacture a variety of engineering goods, construction material, defense, medical, telephonic, scientific equipment, and a variety of consumer goods. That is why steel is very important. Even most of our utensils that we use in our houses, the pots that we use for cooking or for eating purpose, made up of steel. So it is the importance of steel that steel is needed to manufacture a variety of engineering goods, construction materials, defense, medical, telephonic, scientific equipment, and a variety of consumer goods. So all these are made up of steel. Production and consumption of steel is often regarded as the index of a country's development. It is often regarded the production and consumption in what a percent, in what a measure there is production of steel in the country, and in what a proportion there is consumption of steel in the country. It is often regarded as the index of a country's development. तो देश के विकास को मापने के लिए हम क्या दिमाग में रखते हैं? प्रोडक्शन एंड कंजम्पशन ऑफ द स्टील. Iron and steel is a heavy industry because all the raw materials as well as finished goods are heavy and bulky, entailing heavy transportation costs. Because the goods used in this industry, iron and steel industry, are heavy, that is why it costs heavy transportation charges. Iron ore, coking coal, and limestone, these three are required. Iron ore, coking coal, and limestone are required in the ratio of approximately 4:2:1. That means iron ore 4, coking coal 2, and limestone 1. Some quantities of manganese are also required to harden the steel. If you want to harden the steel, steel को tight रखना चाहते हैं आप, to make it hard and stiff, then you will need some quantities of manganese as well. Where should the steel plants be ideally located? Now the question is, where should we locate such steel plants? In agro-based industries, in part 1 we studied the suitable locations of a site of any factory where raw material is easily available, cheap labor is easily available, transportation facilities are easily available, and above all, good market is available. There are consumers, otherwise port facility available to export the goods to other countries. Remember that the finished product also need an efficient transport network. If you have completed the task of production, that is not sufficient. Furthermore, you will need transportation of the good to other parts of the country, to other parts of the world, distribution to the markets as well as to the consumers. In 2018, with 106.5 million tons of crude steel production, India ranked second among the crude steel producers. In the year 2018, we were at second place when we produced crude steel, raw steel, kacha steel with 106.5 million tons. It is largest producer of sponge iron. In 2018, per capita consumption of steel in the country was only around 70.9 kg per annum. We are talking about production as well as consumption of steel in India. So in 2018, per capita consumption was only 70.9 kg per annum. यानी एक व्यक्ति एक साल में केवल 70.9 नियरली 71 kg स्टील का इस्तेमाल करता था. When in 2018, against the world average, and what is the world average? 224.5, approximately 1/3. यानी जो वर्ल्ड एवरेज है उसका हम केवल 33% यूज कर पाते हैं. मे बी कुछ कंट्रीज में बहुत ज़्यादा होगा, कुछ कंट्रीज में हमसे भी कम हो सकता है, बट द एवरेज इज 224.5 kg, which was in 2014 only 217 kg, and our consumption was 60 kg per annum. Now on your screen there is a table, that is table 6.1 from your textbook. Total production of finished steel in India. In your book this table number can be changed because this is latest. Total production of finished steel in India, production in metric tons per annum. In the year 2013 and 14, you can see here 87.67 per annum. 2014-15 92, 2015-16 91, 16-17 101.3, and in the year 2017-18 it reduced, the lowest you can see 86.69. So there is a decline in the production of Indian iron. Mini steel plants are smaller, have electric furnaces. A fact about mini steel plants. What are mini steel plants? Mini steel plants are smaller, have electric furnaces. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक भट्ठी होती है उसमें. यूज स्टील स्क्रैप एंड स्पॉन्ग आयरन. वो स्टील स्क्रैप को पिघला करके, स्पॉन्ग आयरन को पिघला करके, दे हैव री रोलर्स दैट यूज स्टील इन गॉड्स एज वेल. री रोल करके फिर से स्टील बनाते हैं. They produce mild and alloy steel of given specifications. What do they do? They produce mild and alloy steel of given specification. वो कच्चा लोहा, नरम लोहा बनाते हैं, नरम स्टील बनाते हैं. alloy steel बनाते हैं, that is also used in bike, alloy wheel. Here on your screen you can see process of manufacturing of steel and iron industry. What is the processing? How is it done? First of all, transport of raw material to plant. It is transported to plant. Blast furnace, there is a भट्टी, बड़ी सी फर्नेस है, भट्टी होती है. Iron ore is melted. Limestone is fluxing material which is added. Slag is removed, जो कचरा होता है वो निकाल दिया जाता है. Coke is burned to heat the ore, और कोकिंग कोल जला करके इसको हम गर्म करते हैं. Pig iron, molten material poured into molds called pigs. और जो पिघला हुआ आइटम बचता है वो हम एक सांचे में डालते हैं, that is known as pigs. Steel making, pig iron is further purified by melting and oxidizing. The impurities manganese, nickel, chromium are added. इसमें इसकी चमक बनाए रखने के लिए, इसमें जंग न लगे इसके लिए हम ये सारी चीज़ें इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Then last process is shaping metal. So what is the last process that we have? Shaping metal, rolling, pressing, casting and forging. In this way we get the steel. So this is the process of manufacturing steel. Now on your screen I have the picture of iron and steel plants. I would like to show you some important iron and steel plants at the place that will help you in answering map work questions. Here you can see Burnpur, very important, Durgapur, Jamshedpur, Bokaro, Raurkela, Bhilai, along with Vijayanagar, Bhadravati, Salem, Visakhapatnam. So these are most important iron and steel plants. It can be asked in your examination. You have to remember its place. You will be asked to write the main iron and steel plants, and then you will mention along with name. We have already studied about mini steel plants. Now an integrated steel plant. What is an integrated steel plant? An integrated steel plant is a large, handles everything in one complex, from putting together raw material to steel making, rolling and shaping. Everything is done at one place. What is raw material to steel making? We have already studied how steel is manufactured. So if it is done at the same place, making, rolling, shaping, this place is known as, this factory is known as an integrated steel plant. Most of the public sector undertakings market their steel through Steel Authority of India Limited. इंडिया की जितनी भी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, जो पब्लिक सेक्टर अथॉरिटीज़ हैं, पब्लिक सेक्टर की बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, अंडरटेकिंग्स हैं, वो अपना सामान बेचती हैं, मार्केट में उतारती हैं through Steel Authority of India Limited, that is SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. In the 1950s, China and India produced almost the same quantity of steel. If we talk about 1950s, China and India were quite similar in production. Today, China is the largest producer of steel. China is also the world's largest consumer of steel. Not only China produces the most, consumes the most as well. Chota Nagpur Plateau region has the maximum concentration of iron and steel industries in India. Which region? Chota Nagpur. Why? Because this is the favorable place where conditions are favorable. It is largely because of the relative advantages this region has for the development of this industry. Why? This is because the relative advantages this region has for the development of this industry. These include, what are the advantages? Low cost of iron ore, high grade raw materials in proximity, in abundance, पर्याप्त मात्रा में, cheap labor and vast growth potential in the home market. So all these facilities are available in Chota Nagpur region, Chota Nagpur Plateau region. That is why it is a suitable place. Though India is an important iron and steel producing country in the world, yet we are not able to perform to our full potential, largely due to, there are four reasons why we are unable to perform to our full potential. Let's see. First one, high cost and limited availability of coking coal. Second one, lower productivity of labor. Third one, irregular supply of energy. And fourth one, poor infrastructure. We have poor infrastructure in India for this iron and steel industries. We also import good quality steel from other countries. Because of our requirement, we import good quality steel from other countries. However, the overall production of steel is sufficient to meet our domestic demand. Although the overall production is sufficient to meet our domestic demand, still we import good quality steel from other countries. Liberalization and foreign direct investment have given a boost to the industry. Liberalization, we have been liberal, हमारी उदारता, इन फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट, प्रत्यक्ष विदेशी निवेश, विदेशों से हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करवा रहे हैं, have given a boost to the industry with the efforts of private entrepreneurs. Some private entrepreneurs are participating actively. That is why this industry is booming. There is a need to allocate resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively. There is a need to allocate resources. We need to reform our resources. We need to have some research and development to produce steel more competitively. Now next heading that we have, aluminium smelting. In this video, we'll talk about aluminium smelting, and this will be the last heading. Aluminium smelting, aluminium industry. Aluminium smelting is the second most important metallurgical industry in India. It is light resistant in corrosion. इसमें जंग नहीं लगता. A good conductor of heat, malleable and becomes strong when it is mixed with other metals. Malleable, आप इसको बढ़ाते रहिए, and becomes strong when it is mixed with other metals. आप इससे बर्तन भी बना सकते हो if we mix other metals. It is used to manufacture aircraft, utensil and wires. Most of the cables are made up of aluminium. It has gained popularity as a substitute of steel, copper, zinc and lead in a number of industries. In many industries, it is used as a substitute in place of steel, copper, zinc and lead. If I show you the crude steel production of India and China that studied just, we have just studied about it. In 2014, the production of India was 86.5 million ton, while China 822. In the same way, if we talk about 2018, India was 106.5 while China was 928.3 million tons. So this is the graph for crude steel production in India and China. Aluminium smelting plants in the country are located in Orissa, West Bengal, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. It is basically aluminium smelting plants in the country are located in Orissa. Why? Because it is also a heavy industry. That is why the sites are located, the plants are located in the places where it is easily available. You can see here a strip coasting mill at smelter of Nalco. चद्दर बनाए जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Bauxite, the raw material used in the smelters, is a very bulky, dark, reddish colored rock. Bauxite is the ore of aluminium. Bauxite is the raw material used in the smelter, is a very bulky, बहुत भारी भरकम होता है, dark reddish colored rock. The flow chart given below shows the process of manufacturing aluminium. A regular supply of electricity and an assured source of raw material at minimum cost are the two prime factors for the location of the industry. If I show you process of manufacturing in aluminium industry, first of all, bauxite, the raw material that we use from bauxite quarry, this is transported to the factory with the help of rail or ship. Furthermore, bauxite crushed and alumina dissolved out. बॉक्साइट को तोड़ा जाता है, एल्यूमिना इसमें से निकलता है. एल्यूमिनियम रिफाइनरी, कहाँ पे ये होता है? एल्यूमिनियम रिफाइनरी में. फर्दर मोर बल्क ओर शिफ्ड टू साइड ऑफ स्मेल्टर, वहाँ से जो बल्क ओर है उसको स्मेल्टर की तरफ जहाँ वो पिघलाया जाता है वहाँ भेजा जाता है. क्रायोलाइट, अ मोल्टेन मेटल एक्ट्स एज एन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. Molten metal that is produced acts as an electrolyte in aluminium smelter. Electricity 18,600 kilowatt per hour per ton of ore. So it is used. You can see, you can easily understand कि कैसे हम एल्यूमिनियम बनाने में कितनी एनर्जी खर्च करते हैं और साथ में कितना खर्चा आता है. For better understanding, if I tell you 4 to 6 tons of bauxite अगर हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो 2 tons of alumina निकलता है, and that 2 tons of alumina ultimately produces 1 ton of aluminium. Simply हम कह सकते हैं 4 से 6 टन बॉक्साइट से हम 1 टन एल्यूमिनियम